Hello, everyone, and welcome to the December 11th, 2018 Lake County Sentinel Podcast. I'm your host, Tim Shirer, publisher and sports editor of the Lake County Sentinel. And I have a guest tonight, Justin Lada, who used to write for the Sentinel, covered the Indians. When he was 15, he started covering the...
Oh, 15 years ago.
It was, I knew right away he was going to be a good writer. First article he wrote, I still can remember. It was about Oakland. The Indians played Oakland.
They got shut out.
First game after the All-Star break.
Shut out, yeah.
And so I knew right away that he was going to be a good writer. And I think I know a lot about the Indians, but I know nothing compared to what Justin knows, because he does his homework. He does research. He knows, like he knows the minor league system, and on other teams' minor league systems. Like, there's not other people really that I know that know them like he does. At least not in Cleveland. I'm sure there's some other people around. But we got to get you on MLB someday.
Oh yeah,
well, there.
Keep petitioning for that one.
So there's a lot going on with the Indians, obviously, right now. There's a lot of rumors. And guys rumored to be traded, Kluber and Bauer, and Encarnacion, which I wouldn't really. Let's talk about Encarnacion. I mean, I don't think that's a horrible thing if they traded him, but I mean, I don't know if I want Alonso to be the regular first baseman all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
I wasn't against the signing, but
he wasn't very good.
He wasn't horrible, but he wasn't very good.
No.
I think he had the worst fielding percentage of any first baseman in the American League.
He was just not good. And he was a terrible hitter in the second half.
Well, he didn't. He never came through with guys on base, it seemed like. Well, of course, a lot of them did last year.
No, that's all cyclical and fluky, though. But guy can't hit lefties, can't get on base.
That's not,
you get 25 home runs and a guy who gets on base 300 clip. That's not great.
No, I mean, you think Bobby Bradley, does he have a chance? No? Okay, so what do they do at first base? Say Alonso is horrible.
Bradley could probably do what Alonso did last year.
Okay.
That's about where he's at.
But are they afraid that if they bring him up?
Well, there's not a place on the roster for both of them.
Okay.
They can't have Bradley and Alonso both in the roster.
Okay.
They're the same player.
All right. Okay. So do you really think they're going to trade Encarnacion?
It depends if someone's willing to take all that money. It's $25 million.
But that's what they're saying, though. I heard today that they would have to throw in Diaz
to probably convince someone to take most of his salary.
Do you want to get rid of Diaz, though?
I don't, but it depends on
who's going to play third base.
It all depends on how they reinvest the money. Like I assume the idea is for them to trade Encarnacion's salary and if they have to include Diaz to do it, you take the $25 million and you're not going to have to give Encarnacion this year or however much, the Tampa Bay Rays or whoever else, will take on, and you reinvest that in anywhere else in the roster, outfielder or third baseman. Maybe Ramirez goes back to third.
Okay, so what do you think here? We always talk about Indians fans and how they're very fragile. Cleveland fans are very fragile when it comes to the Indians.
They are.
And
always what have you done for me lately?
What will happen if they trade Diaz? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about, they're trying to get younger, but they're going to trade a guy like Diaz.
He's 27, yeah.
Okay, they're going to trade a guy like Diaz who could be the third baseman. And they move Ramirez back to third. And then Kipnis is a second baseman again. I know you like Kipnis. You're a big Kipnis fan. You bet. And that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I always, with you, I say Kipnis is your Baerga
Yeah.
for me. That was Baerga was my guy. So they moved Kipnis back. People were very unhappy with Kipnis last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Those fans that are already unhappy might be even more unhappy now that you're going to put Kipnis back at second. Can they get rid of him? Will anyone take him?
I doubt it. I think he's even less attractive than Encarnacion. At least Encarnacion was above average offensively last year. Kipnis was not.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there have been no rumors.
Encarnacion has a better track record of durability.
Yeah,
which is a problem.
Well, that is true.
But both of them have 1 year of control left. I don't know. I don't really know. They're not going to find a market for Kipnis now. It depends what they do with the outfield. Don't forget they have Yu Chang too. I think they're about ready to give him a shot.
You think so?
I think if they can move Kipnis, they obviously would.
So would they put him
at third? Maybe.
Okay.
He played third in the Arizona League. I don't think he's that far away.
He can hit for a little power too. Not a lot of power.
You know what? He's probably Johnny Peralta.
I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take that at third base.
I don't know if he'll ever hit for an average. Peralta in the 270s and 290s. I don't know if Chang's going to do that, but he's probably a guy who hit 250 to 25 home runs.
Okay, and his defense is good.
It's okay. I mean, Peralta's was okay.
Yeah, I mean, Peralta
great.
just had to. He had. Look, he followed Vizquel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nothing was going to be good enough.
No.
And the only reason there weren't problems.
Well, think about the succession
with guys that followed Tomey.
Wasn't Tomey.
I'm saying at third.
Oh yeah.
They got Matt Williams, who was already an established player.
Yeah.
And then Travis Fryman came in.
Yeah.
Already an established. So they didn't have to. There was nothing there
That's
where
true.
we have to prove to people. Peralta had to prove it from the first day he got here. So.
Chang reminds me a lot of Peralta. So I mean, I'm not saying he will be obviously at his best year this year, but if they give him a shot, who knows?
I mean,
again, everything here depends on what they do with the money. Like
the year we saw him in Lake County, he was pretty good when he played. I mean, he did have the concussion that year.
Yeah.
And he missed quite a bit of the season.
He was only 19.
I think he missed almost 2 months with that concussion.
Probably.
That was pretty bad concussion. It happened on the road.
Yeah.
I remember. He spent time in the hospital.
He collided with someone, I think. Yeah.
They left the city. I think it was Cedar Rapids.
He would have been. I think he wasn't here before they changed leagues, right? He was here after that.
No, it was Cedar Rapids,
Okay.
I believe, where he got hurt.
Okay.
I think Tim O'Brien was the broadcaster then.
Okay.
And but I'm pretty sure it was Cedar Rapids where he got hurt. And I know they left him there. Like they went on the road trip, and he flew to wherever they were or back here. Because I know he was hurt. It was a while.
Couldn't ride the bus. Yeah.
So
they might have a shot. But again, like I said, all this matters is what do they if they trade someone, if they trade Kluber, if they trade Encarnacion, if they trade Kipnis. Only thing that matters is what are they doing with the money that they're not paying them.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. I mean, you're not gonna if you're trying to dump those salaries, you're not getting much back. I mean, Kluber is obviously a different story, but if you trade Kipnis or Encarnacion, you're not really going to get much back.
Okay, yeah. So you're not going to get a lot for them.
Yeah, it's trying to figure out how to spend that money on a reliever or another outfielder or how you replace Encarnacion at first or wherever else.
Is there a chance, like, what do you know about Alex Verdugo? I mean, I'll be honest. I looked at his stats last night in the minors, and I wasn't impressed at all.
Well,
is it just
he's young?
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to say he's Jose Ramirez. That's a terrible, Jose was the best possible outcome. Like things really worked out for him. Like,
I mean, there was no power numbers. There was no.
Well, neither did Jose.
Oh, I know.
Right.
I know. That's true.
But the similarities are that, to this point, Jose did not strike out a lot in the minors.
Okay.
He walked a fair amount. Same with Verdugo. And, Ramirez was 20 years old in Double-A. This kid was 21 years old in Double-A.
Okay.
So he's been younger than the levels he's been at, which is the important thing. You always want to, if you're young, if you can control the strike zone.
Okay, so is it kind of like? Because I would have to think he was young. Is it kind of like Will Benson struggled this year? He was pretty young for the league.
He was, but he's also got massive strikeout issues.
He did. But he was young for the league.
He was, yeah.
So if he's in that league next year, which I feel like he'll start it,
he should.
He probably will do better.
In theory, yeah, you would hope.
So Verdugo is probably
But
been playing with
older guys, more experienced
Okay.
guys. Yeah, you're always looking
all right.
at age, the age of the league plus your performance. So he was above average offensively at like every level he played at.
Okay.
And you know how it is. Like you don't see guys in the minors outside of a few that have crazy power numbers. Like Vlad Guerrero Jr. had great power numbers, but how many guys do you see in the minors hitting 20, 30, 25, 30 home runs?
How many Vlad Guerreros have
Exactly.
we seen in 16 years covering the Captains?
Right. I mean, you got very few guys.
The only guys maybe three guys.
The only guys
Stanton
I can think
was very good.
Stan
McCutcheon was very good
Aguilar.
when he played for. Aguilar. Yeah.
Right. Oh. You don't see power hitters though that young. So the power could come, and he's got a great arm. He's probably a corner outfielder, not a center fielder.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
But he's young. He's super young, and he's got a great arm.
But he did come up with the Dodgers this year.
Mm-hmm. He did, and he would have played full time anywhere else. He would have played full time. Just the Dodgers have Cody Bellinger and Jock Peterson.
Now he was rumored for a while. I heard his name mentioned a couple times. No, I heard Bellinger actually mentioned.
Well, that would be the ultimate get. Wow, if they could trade.
I mean, I don't like him I think he's a jerk, but I would take him in a second.
He is the best player they could probably get for him. Oh, I don't want my God. I want nothing to do with Puig only for the fact that he's a free agent at the end of the year. Doesn't make any sense for them to trade unless he's like the third player in the deal or the second player. Like if you get Verdugo and Puig, and then you get a third guy, maybe.
You think maybe they'll get a bullpen guy?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the Dodgers want to add bullpen pieces, so it's hard to say. I think they might trade one of the young pitchers. Like they have a couple guys in their system, like Dennis Santana or Justin May. Those are some decent names. Or maybe the Indians get a catcher. They have two catchers that are like top 50 prospects.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
I have some people that argue with me consistently. On social media.
Shocking.
That I know it's amazing that anyone would argue with me. I don't know why, but they argue with me about Roberto Perez. Mm-hmm. He's going to be the starting catcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless they make a move.
Is Eric Haas going to be the backup?
Unless they want to bring in some more experience, I would say so.
So
but they really like Eric.
I like Eric Haas too.
Yeah, we all do. I think seen him play to us.
Yeah, my worry is. Well, he's not as good defensively, obviously.
Well, no,
but those guys are above average.
Both Gomes and Perez are Gold Glove caliber catchers.
So, does it hurt him
to
sit 5 days a week, 6 days a week?
Well, yeah, probably. But I mean, does it really help him to go back to AAA either?
That's true.
What's he going to do in AAA? He can't do much more in AAA than he's already done.
Who in this organization?
He's 26.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not a young guy.
He was at Lake County a while ago.
Yeah. He's been around.
Who else in the organization is a good catching prospect? Ooh. I mean,
the guy they just drafted. That's about it.
That's what my son said. Yeah. That's what Tommy said.
Yeah.
And
it ain't pretty.
I know what they had at Lake County this past year was ugly. Year.
Unless you're counting Lee Jen-Chu.
I'll tell you who I liked, but he just kept getting hurt. I like Jonathan Laureano, but
like Rivera too.
Rivera got hurt early. I think he's never
multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he played like 20 games, maybe.
Yeah. Got the hand injury, then he got sick.
I like Laureano, but because he hit early.
I don't know if he's a catcher,
but he didn't. He didn't hit near the end of the year. He really fell off.
Honestly, they don't really have anybody. Gavin Collins caught some, but he's probably more of a third baseman.
So how long is Santana signed through? He did sign that extension. Or not Santana, I'm sorry. Perez, yes.
2022, I think.
Is that what it is, 2022?
So he's here for a while. You can check, but I'm pretty sure he's here for a while.
Okay, so that would be something they wouldn't have to worry about for a few years. But so that guy that they drafted this year, I mean,
if he stays a catcher,
okay,
you never know.
They do like to change.
Just catching so hard, guys don't always stay a catcher.
That's true.
I would be surprised they signed someone.
You would agree that Perez is an above-average defensive catcher.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, He is.
Oh yeah.
He's got potential to be a Gold Glove catcher.
He's probably a better framer than Gomes.
Okay.
Gomes just had a better year throwing out runners last year. I think.
Why did Perez struggle early?
I don't know. You know how it is at playing time. You know.
Okay.
It's all, you know. It's like hitting. It's like you go through slumps. I think catchers could go through defensive slumps too because
I tried to say that last year.
Mechanics are difficult as a catcher because you have to. You know, everything's got to be in lockstep when you know, from pop time to release, all that stuff. So he might have had a hitch. They fixed it though. He figured it out.
Yeah,
and he's been good in the past.
And he won a banana split.
Did he really?
From Jerry's Dairy Pride because someone on social media said that he will not be with the Indians at the end of the year. He'll be traded.
Well, that was foolish.
And I said, well, how about you buy me a banana split at Jerry's if he's on the roster at the end of the year? No, I know. They love the guy. I mean, and he's good.
He's here through 20. He's got options through 2022, and he's not making anything.
No.
Which, to be fair, he's not a good offensive player. Like he's had moments where he's been good
better, don't you think? I mean,
well, look at his career OBP.
It's not real good. Yeah.
No, I mean, he's got to be better.
His OPS is 519.
Well, that was last year.
Well, last year 638.
Yeah,
the league average is 711.
Yeah, so he's got to be better offensively.
But,
maybe he will be. You know, I mean, now he's a full-time catcher.
With this Indians staff,
he knows them,
they don't worry about hitting from the catching position, do they?
No.
The handling of the staff means more to them.
They want a defensive presence. That's why they like Haas.
I mean, think about.
That's why they didn't like Mejia.
Think about when Francona was in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did they ever have a all-star catcher?
Yeah, Varitek was a good.
He was about Gomes.
Yeah,
maybe a little better power-wise.
Varitek was a little better.
Power-wise,
was more consistent.
But defensively, he wasn't better than Gomes. I don't think.
I don't know.
I just feel like Francona. And I think he said it too.
Yeah.
That defense matters more in handling the staff.
I think everybody else in the league would say that, except for maybe a few stupid teams.
But I also think that fans don't really understand that a lot of times. They think that, oh, he's not Johnny Bench. He's not hitting 40 home runs, so he's not good.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think catchers today focus more on defense than they ever did before.
Give some offensive numbers. What you think playing every day Perez could do next year. Just he's going to play. He's going to play 100.
He's got
10 games, maybe 120 games.
Yeah, I mean, maybe 12, 13 homers.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing with him, I think we've seen, is that he's got a good eye. He's got a good handle of the strike zone. So, if he could get on base, 320, 330 clip, that's all you want. I think he'll draw some walks.
It has gone down every year.
Yeah. Well, look what he did in 2015. I think 2015 is probably
348.
The best you're going to see from him. And I think he can do that again. I think that's what he can do full time if he's playing every day. Because remember, that's when he played when Gomes got hurt the first time.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that slash line is 751 OPS is fine.
Was that 2015, the year that him and Gomes both were hurt, and he had to come back quick?
Yes.
Because he rehabbed at Classic Park, and then he was not in shape.
Right, he was not ready.
He was not ready, and then he had to come back the next week.
Yeah, that was the year. I think that's the year Gomes got hurt when someone came sliding into home. Yeah, and he was already out with a hand injury.
Yep. Yeah, and he wasn't ready to come back. We can tell, and then it was like 2 or 3 days.
No, you know what? That might have been the year he got hurt.
Or was that 16?
It might have been 16 because that might have been he might have been hurt in 16 when.
Oh yeah, he hit 183 that year.
Gomes was hurt.
But he had a 285 on base percent. Look at that. So he does
walk a lot. Yeah.
And he doesn't strike out really a lot.
No.
I mean, he seems to get hits in key situations. Sometimes. That's what I mean. Yeah, I mean, he does go through. I know he went through stretches where, really bad. Oh, here's the projection on Baseball Reference.
It's not good.
No, they have him hitting 203, 7 home runs, 37 RBIs. 287 on base percentage.
No, but that just bakes in all the stuff he's done to this point, where he hasn't been a starter from day one. So things change.
That's what they're going by.
Yeah.
So I mean, he didn't hit when he was with. I mean, as far as I go back, knowing him, he didn't hit when he was with.
He's not a hit first catcher. No.
No.
Everyone knows that.
So, But all right, so now we got the catching situation, and third base is who knows right now. I mean, if they keep Diaz, one of the team. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, how about that?
Carlo,
So that's a rumor.
yeah,
right now.
The rumor right now is the Indians are one of the teams showing interest in trying to get Carlos Santana from Seattle.
How about that? I know you would like that
Yes.
because you're a Santana fan.
Yes.
But then I've talked to a lot of people, baseball people, that some coaches that have coached a long time in high school baseball.
Yeah.
One in particular that we see quite a bit in the summer. And he thinks it's a non-factor that Santana walks so much because
that's just so
he's
natural.
like, you're paying Santana for home runs.
No.
So the walking it's
That's
not a big deal.
Unbelievable.
So you just I like a guy with a high on-base percentage. I think walks are important, but I tend to agree with him too. And I know that Tommy, my son, he's been told when he's hitting in the fourth spot, his coach does not want him to walk. He's like, I want you going up there swinging.
Well,
because you have power.
In the cleanup spot, it's so much different. I think we saw over the years, Santana was not a cleanup hitter. He's just not.
Okay.
Remember his best year here was 2016 when he was the leadoff hitter.
He was a leadoff hitter,
So
and there was a reason he was a leadoff because he got on base.
Right. He's not.
But he's not going to be a leadoff hitter now if he comes back. If they were to get him back, do you actually think they would trade him for that? That's not a rumor that they would trade him for Kluber.
No.
Okay. All right. So they might be in talks to try to get him back.
They've expressed interest, and
they really did not like him in Philadelphia.
No, I think the same thing happened there that happened here early on. And plus, he struggled early. He didn't hit well early.
Well, he never hits well early.
No,
Philadelphia should have known that.
He's just not.
He just doesn't hit.
He's not a first half hitter. He never was.
I'll tell you, I would not be. And early on, I did not like him at all.
Yeah.
But I grew to like him and appreciate what he brought to the team.
And he's obviously was a big part of that clubhouse here.
He was. I think he was. And I think he became a guy that became a good teammate. I don't know if he was a good teammate early on.
Francona said that.
Yes.
Francona absolutely. That was always the case. Remember, he got benched. Didn't get benched, but he lost the catcher's role to Gomes in 2013. And then he lost the first baseman's job the year before, a couple years down the road. He tried to play third, which they liked. They appreciated that he tried to learn third. He just wasn't very good.
And then he played the outfield
a couple times. But that was already after.
But that was like he played the outfield because he wanted to play.
He wanted to
enjoy.
And that's what got him to be a better teammate, was that he didn't want to DH anymore.
And do you think that same thing as somewhat happened? Obviously, different personalities, but do you think that same thing as somewhat happened with Bauer, where he's become a better teammate?
No, I think Bauer's always said that it just takes some time for people to get to know him.
To get him to understand him?
Yeah, I think that's kind of different. I think Santana just had to mature a little.
Okay. But
like I said, Francona always said that Santana would play in the field when he's earned it, and then he earned it, and then he became a great teammate.
But okay, so let's go with this here now. We've got a bunch of names that they've talked about trading.
Yeah.
What are the we're going to go with percentages here.
Oh boy.
Let's just go with percentages.
Math is not my strong suit, as you know.
And spelling Cincinnati isn't either. But that's okay.
I've overcome that. I think I've overcome that.
Okay, so let's go with percentages. What is the percentage? We're going to go down the list. Okay. What is the percentage that Jason Kipnis is on the Indians roster on opening day?
I'm going to go with what based off of right now, without seeing any rumors taking place at the moment. I'm going to say 80%.
80%. Okay.
Just because nothing's been said in a while. Nothing, and that can all change. But obviously, yeah, right. As of December 11th, I would say 80%. That could change.
Okay. So, what are the percentages that Encarnacion is on the Indians on opening day?
Let's go 80% as well.
Okay. All right.
Only because I don't think
The contract.
No, I just don't think they're. I think it's going to be difficult for them to move him and then have enough time to turn around while the market's still going on to reinvest the money
Okay.
they're saving. Because that should be the plan.
Okay.
So I'll say 80%.
What are the chances that Diaz is on the roster opening day?
Jeez. Let's go 75%.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
lower than Encarnacion.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't like that, but okay. I said last week on the show that I don't think Corey Kluber ever plays in an Indians uniform again.
Wow.
What percentage do you give?
On Kluber?
And it's not because I wouldn't. Hey, he's on the Cy Young. I'll take him on the team. I think he's lost it a little bit.
Okay.
But I just feel like they're going to trade him. What is your
percentage that he'll be here next year?
Mm-hmm.
70%.
70?
That he'll be here.
All right. What and the last one?
Bauer.
I don't think there's anybody else. Yeah. What are the percentages that Bauer will be on the? I spelled that wrong, but okay. It's just.
I mean, this might be my personal bias, but I'm going to go ahead and say. 40% chance that he's still here.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I everything that's been said.
I don't like
leads
some
me
of
to
the stuff
believe.
he said recently.
Well, I don't care. I mean,
I don't know.
I care what he says, but I mean, at the same time, I really don't because
Okay.
it is what it is. You're not going to.
I guess he's just being honest. Though.
No, he is.
He's just being honest.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know, he knows how the business works.
Which and I do like that about him because I know that a lot of people don't want to hear him give his opinion.
It's better than canned answers. It's better than the same cliche.
I hate that. Yeah.
He's
so
much different. I think he's the one most likely to be traded. So okay. I'm going 40% there.
All right. So
I just think it makes the most sense.
We got a few minutes left here. Let's go with some more percentages.
Okay. What else?
On some things.
What else can you think of?
What are the percentages? And this is, I just going to throw some stuff out here.
Okay.
What are the percentages that no, I promise no politics tonight. We'll do all baseball, but what are the percentages that my friend Mickey Callaway is still the manager of the Mets at the end of the season next year?
Let's go 80%.
Okay. So it looks like they're trying to get him some talent.
Yeah, I like their new GM so far. I think that they're being aggressive, and I think unless things just blow up disastrously.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a word? Disastrously? Disastrously?
Yeah, hey,
whatever.
In my dictionary,
if things just are disastrous next year, he'll get fired. But I don't think they will be.
Yeah,
they might be 500. That's an improvement.
He made it through 1 year with that New York media.
Yeah,
so
and I can't imagine next year's any worse.
What are the percentages that Gabe Kapler is the Phillies manager at the end of next year?
Can you ask me again in April? I need to see what else they do in the offseason first.
Okay, so we won't.
Because I think they're.
I'm not a big fan of them.
I think they're going to sign one of Harper or Machado.
Okay,
so that makes a difference. I also think they're going to add another.
They signed McCutcheon.
They did, but I think they're going to sign two more guys.
So that makes even more pressure on him.
It does, but I think that'll work. I think it'll work.
He's an analytics guy, I know.
He's just a different thinker.
He's amazing. The story about him is that he almost got he was a steroid guy. There's no doubt he was.
He's like 3% body fat. Yeah, I met him once.
And
just cut. Yeah.
Did you meet him when he was coaching Greenville or managing Greenville?
I met him
his year off.
When I was a kid, I met him. He did a card shop show out here.
Oh, okay.
When he was a Tigers prospect.
Okay.
He was pretty cut.
And he was much smaller when he managed Greenville.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Dave and I, Glazer, we were like stunned when we saw that. We looked at our rosters, we're like, oh my God, that's Gabe Kapler. He was so much smaller.
That makes sense.
That was his year off from playing, and then he went back and played the next year.
Oh, over in Japan or Korea?
Oh, no, he played here for the Red Sox.
Did he really?
Yeah. He took a year off, and I believe that was that year where they really cracked down.
Oh, that's weird.
It was kind of interesting.
So
I went back to
playing.
I'm not a real big Kapler fan, but oh well. I think that he survived a year in Philadelphia, which is hard. But that's pretty much, we're out of time for tonight.
Oh, wow,
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And we talked a lot about a lot of different things, and hope it answered some questions for people who are wondering what the Indians are doing and why they're doing it. So I will be back tomorrow night at 7:00, and we hopefully will have another guest, local Wycliffe,
college football player, soon to be
college football player. Hopefully he'll be on the show tomorrow. So I hope everybody has a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.